Hey everybody, this is Suchitra Pillai and I'd like to welcome you to A Day with Founders, this brand new show where you get to meet some amazing people who are the brains and the brawn behind some incredible startups. These are people who decided to dream big, and not only that, they made those big dreams into an even bigger reality. Let's meet them. Situation, action, outcome. Why am I saying this? Because that is the name of this incredible new company called SAO Foods. And with me today is the Director of Strategic Planning, Vijay Bijlani. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sushi.
And I'm so excited to find out about this cute little product. And you're going to tell us more. How did this idea come about?
So, by the nature of a startup, it has to solve a problem.
Absolutely.
That's where it started.
Yes.
So we largely found out three problems in a space which we operate in is called healthy snacking.
Okay.
So let's say if you look at a healthy snacking as a concept, it was largely targeted towards upmarket.
Absolutely.
And above.
Yes.
And masses were completely ignored from that consumption category. So what we realized, we picked up few traditional industries and identified few consumer behaviors and started with, let's say, dry fruits. So if you typically look at dry fruits consumption, whenever we go to a A-class dry fruit store, the guy would want to sell minimum 100 grams.
Absolutely.
And while you
And it's always a pinch on the pocket, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you look at the consumption, it is not more than 5 or 10 pieces.
Yep.
Max.
We all know that it's 5 almonds a day, which is good.
Precisely.
Yep.
So fistful.
Yeah.
But if you go and tell him that, you know what, give me 5 almonds and 5 cashews, he's gonna look at you as if you asked for his kidneys. So that's one underlining
Absolutely.
problem we identified. The consumer wants to consume for his immediate need.
Correct.
While the seller doesn't want to sell. So that was problem number one. Problem number two, if you look at us when we travel or we make short trips, let's say workplaces, till date we carry dry snacks or dry fruits in containers.
Right.
Our families take the pains of putting that in our
Yes.
bags.
In my industry, that's the main thing. Everybody in the acting industry, everyone has a little box of nuts here in the bag.
Which means if somebody forgets to carry, you got to rely on the not so healthier options. Which means there is an inconvenience involved of making sure that you carry it always. So that was the second problem we identified.
Sure.
The third problem, which is aspirational India, or also popularly called as Bharat, which is typically 10,000 and above and below 50,000 of income category. They would have had something like this when one of us would have gifted it to them.
That's right.
They largely rely on salty snacks or sugary biscuits as a snacking
option. Yes.
And in India, that's a 90% of population,
Yep.
which is huge market. Therefore, we decided that we will chase these three problems. One is inconvenience of carrying healthy snacking. Second is immediate consumption packs. And third is masses. We will build healthy snacking brand for the Bharat of India.
Correct. So there must have been quite a few hiccups and challenges to set up something like this, Vijay.
Initially, yes, a lot of them. In fact, I think that's common for most of the startups. But if we specifically talk about our industry or our journey, the initial phase was nobody believed in this idea.
Yeah.
Can something like that happen?
Yeah.
Will people buy branded healthy snacking products and dry fruits?
Of course.
And that to an audience which has never experienced it. So, in fact, some of our family members said these guys are crazy. They are leaving their corporate jobs and are heading out on a journey which is a road less traveled.
Yes.
Not sure whether that it's going in the right direction. That was one bigger challenge. But we kept the belief on. We said this should happen. If consumer is evidently telling us that, these are my three typical problems, we stuck to it. And and by no means this industry is a smaller one. It's a $30 billion industry, which is gaining market share from salty snacks, sugary biscuits, and lose traditional dry fruit business, which is, till date somebody's putting his bare hands in the jar,
Yes.
serving the dry fruits, which nobody likes it.
Yes.
So
Hygiene, my God.
we could sense it that this problem needs a solution, and we stuck around.
Especially in this day and age when we've got COVID happening, etc. So your next step, how did you make the product reach the consumer?
Okay, that's interesting. So I told you earlier that the A-class store,
Yes.
which is the dry fruit store, was not ready to sell anything at 20 rupees, which
Yes.
he wants the consumer.
I know, and that is incredible. I mean, imagine this, 20 bucks, and you get pristine, premium, cashew nuts or any other dry fruit. It's like amazing.
So that store, that channel was eliminated for us because
Sure.
they never wanted to sell at 20 rupees. So we devised a strategy called as Dawa Daru Dua. So Dawa stands for medical, Daru stands for liquor,
Yes.
Dua stands for pan shops. They never sold anything healthy. Dry fruits, definitely never. So when we introduced our products,
Dawa, Daru, Dua, dry fruits, the fourth D.
So what they never sold anything healthy, and dry fruits they would have never thought of selling it.
Sure.
But when we got this in this pack, and which became a net new business to their daily sales,
Right.
we became their favorites.
Wow.
And that's where we identified such channels where healthy snacking was never sold, and where audience of ours, which is our consumer, is there. So our consumers travel by rail more than by air.
Yeah.
So of course there is an consumption happening in air as well, but when we talk about 20 rupee consumption, immediate consumption packs, so we are present at railways. That's how our channels kept on building, which are not traditional in nature, but something which we could identify where our consumer is.
Absolutely. And to get this out there, what is your go-to market plan?
So typically we are focusing on three major channels. One, the way we call it general trade,
Yes.
which includes most of the channels I spoke about,
Yes.
railways and so on and so forth. The second big bet that we have taken is online, because we are directly selling it to the consumers. We are also present on most of the marketplaces. And the third one is exports. It gives me a lot of happiness to share with you that now SAO Foods is available in more than 2 countries.
Wow.
So
Excellent.
That's how we are.
That's excellent. And also the fact that, this is that same, what normally we send out of the country, we're getting straight in the palm of our hand, right? This is...
Yeah, so in fact, if you look at the entire crop that India has, per se cashews, Goa is famous for cashews.
Yes.
Largely the production is happening in Sindhudurg. But most of the cashews that are produced in Sindhudurg, which are world #1 grade, are exported.
Yeah.
And what we eat here is perhaps from Indonesia or largely from Africa, which are not so great in terms of taste and crop.
Correct.
As compared to Sindhudurg. What we have done is we give India the crop of India at India's price.
That's amazing.
And also, there was one underlining aspect which we identified, that the common man story is not only in India. It's not that US doesn't has a common man. They also have aspirations to eat something healthy, but just that there's no accessibility is a challenge there as well. Hence, we added export as a strategy to our entire game plan.
Oh, excellent. So your whole the whole strategy is basically from source to fist,
Yeah,
right?
In fact, what we did is we started writing the story backwards. We first decided to bring a pack full in the fist.
Yeah.
Chapter 5, we moved to chapter 4, which is channel, which I told you, Dawa Daru Dua.
Yes.
Chapter 3 is brand. Brand is about a promise. Brand is about trust, belief. So we ensured that our entire crop is consistent. We never mix crops. So we fondly say this. January ho ya November, Leh ho ya Kanyakumari, your product will taste the same. Your cashew will taste the same.
That is amazing.
Which is not happening today.
Yeah.
a cashew lover is deprived of having one consistent taste
Yes.
over the year.
Yes.
So that's a promise from the brand side,
Okay.
which will be consistency and a great experience in terms of packaging. That's chapter 3, brand's promise. Chapter 2 is processing. So what we do is we buy raw cashew nuts straight from the farmers.
That's
we
right.
process it in-house.
Yes.
In fact, our 50-60% of our workforce that is processing are women. And of that 50%, there are good number of people who are wheelchair bound. In fact, their output is much better than the output of a so-called normal man.
Yes.
Hence, we call them amazingly enabled people.
That's amazing. That
not
is
technically
amazing.
Enabled.
Yeah.
Chapter 1 is about farmers. So, today farmer is not able to connect to direct consumer.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. That was chapter number 1, and hence the entire story is titled as Farm to Fist.
Ah, Farm to Fist, that's amazing. So I think Farm to Fist is definitely some story that everybody else wants to see, and I'm going to take you on that journey because, as he said, let's go into a bit of a flashback and see how this landed here. Absolutely divine, totally perfect. Well, it's very simple to open a packet of cashews and start eating it. But what goes into the making of this, that's what we're about to find out. Join me. Well, here we are at the factory of SAO Foods, and this is where all of the packaging of these wonderful cashew nuts happens. Not only the packaging, the processing, how it gets into this packet. For that, the person who I'm going to talk to is Sagar Shinde. He is the Director of Sourcing and Operations at SAO Foods, and he's the man who knows everything there is to know about how cashews get from the tree into this packet. Let's meet Sagar. Hey Sagar.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited to be here. I'm very excited to know the entire process.
Yes.
I want to know how they come from the tree all the way up to here. So you're going to be telling us all of that.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
where should we begin?
So the best part to begin is from the raw material section.
Let's go.
Yeah, please.
Let's go. So what we see behind us is what comes from the farmers, right?
Exactly. So this is the raw material.
The raw material. Before I ask you about the raw material, I want to know how difficult is it for you to actually source from the farmers? What is that like?
Okay. So the life over there is such that the cashew nut itself is a raw, it's a wild fruit.
Correct.
Okay. So it generally grows into the jungles and the forests.
Yes.
So the normal process is such that the farmers don't pluck the cashew apples, they pick it up. Because the ones which fall down are the mature cashews.
Are the mature cashews, okay,
yes.
yeah.
So what they have to do is they have to pick it up, they remove the cashew apple from it.
Yes.
Because cashew apple then gets fermented,
Yes.
so it cannot be used. And then...
And made into fenny.
So then this is converted into this. So this is the raw cashew seed, which you have to sun dry it for 3 days.
Wow.
In the scorching heat. Okay, if you want
3 days?
Yes. So if you want to preserve it for 1 full year, so it is not the crop which you get it every time.
Yeah.
So it is a seasonal product.
Yeah.
So you get it generally during the Feb, March, April and May. And you have to preserve it for the entire year.
That's right.
So you need to sun dry it for 3 days so the entire moisture is absorbed.
Which is why every single cashew in this packet is exactly identical. Because they're all from the same crop, right?
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
Right.
So anyway, so you get it from the farmer.
So it is sun dried for 3 days,
Yes.
and then we pack it and bring it here.
And bring it here. So that's stage number 1 at the factory. Let's move on. So from this, what happens next?
So after drying this for 3 days,
Yeah.
we bring it here. Then it is supposed to be boiled. Okay. So this is a high pressure steam generator.
Okay.
Wherein we generate the steam at high pressure, and this is the cooker. So we keep the raw cashew nuts inside this cooker.
So it's like a pressure cooker.
It's like a pressure cooker. Exactly. It operates the same way. So we pass on the high pressure steam into the cooker, and then these cashews are boiled.
Okay.
Okay. After they are boiled, you need to leave it for almost 12 to 16 hours so that they cool down.
So how long does this process take, the first one?
So for generating the steam, it generally takes 1 hour.
1 hour.
And then for boiling it, it takes 45 minutes.
So 1 hour 45 minutes, and after that you're saying 12 to 13 hours of
Yes,
cool down process.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
And after that cool down process, we move to the next section.
Exactly,
Which is
exactly.
the cutting
machines.
Which is the cutting machine. Okay.
So what happens in the cutting machine is the cashews, they are dropped from the top. There are two vertical blades which are stationary.
Uh-huh.
The cashew comes and stop on the blade, and then there is a pusher which pushes it down with force.
Okay.
So if I can just show you. So the cashew rests like this,
Yeah.
and the blades cut it from both the ends.
Okay.
And the shell gets separated and the kernel comes out.
All right. Okay.
So this happens all on day 5 because
five.
day 4 we boil, day 5 we cut.
Correct. 3 days. 3 days raw material is dried.
Sun-dried.
Is sun dried. Then it's brought here. Fourth day is the boiling and the pressure cooking. The
Cooking part
part of it. That's the fourth day, and then now fifth day.
5th day we do the cutting.
Okay.
Then 6th day, after these kernels are removed,
Yes.
you need to bake it for 8 hours at 80 degrees Celsius.
Wow, baking. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we bake it in an oven for 8 hours and at
All right.
80 degrees Celsius.
Okay. Fine.
That's the day 6th process, you can say.
Okay, now as far as the cutting of the cashews are concerned, I believe there is more to it than just a machine.
Exactly.
Because we've got manual labor as well that does
Yes,
it, right?
yes. So what happens during the cutting is, there are 3 possibilities. One, the cashew is not cut at all.
Yeah,
So it has to again go back into the machine.
yeah.
Second, both the shells get separated and the kernel comes
Out fully.
which is the ideal state.
Correct.
And the third state is when the shell is cut, only the half part comes out.
And the other one is stuck. The kernel is stuck to
kernel
the
is
other.
stick inside it.
Okay.
So that part is one of the most difficult part, which the ladies over here do.
The manual,
Yes.
yeah, that's taken out by a manual
Manual.
process, which we will also show you now. So what stage are we at right now?
So this is the stage wherein we need to remove the pink skin of the cashew.
Is this day number 6?
Yes.
Day 6.
So day 6, what happens is we need to remove this pink skin.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Fine.
So how it happens is, it is all done in this machine.
It's
Very-
not done like this, okay? It's all done in the machine.
So there is a high pressure swirl which is created inside the machine.
Okay.
Okay, and because of friction, the skin
Like a
gets...
tornado.
Exactly.
Wow.
So due to friction, the cashews, the skin is removed.
All right.
So this is how it looks.
So this is how it looks when it comes out of the machine.
So the ones which are remaining
Yeah.
are again sent back to the machine for removing.
For removing.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this is day 6.
Well, you probably heard the line, size does matter, right?
Exactly.
Well, this is where the sizing of the cashew nuts happen, and you're going to tell us about that.
So once we remove the pink skin from the cashew,
Yes.
what we get is a mixed size cashew.
Correct.
And like you rightly said, it is an irony that whether the fruit comes from the same tree, but the price of the cashew depends upon the size.
Correct.
So as a processor, it becomes very important that you size those cashews.
Yeah.
Okay, so and it is one of the most time-consuming activity. Just imagine that you have all different size of cashews in front of you, and you need to do it manually. So it's after 10-15 minutes, you find it as if all are
looking the
size,
same.
right?
Yeah. Which is why we use them.
Yes. So
Yeah.
the automation is then required. So what happens is we put in the mixed size cashews in this machine.
Okay.
Okay. This is a smart machine. What it does is it has got camera and weighing devices. So every single cashew is picked and it is passed through a camera.
Yeah.
Wherein it bases on its size as well as the weight, it will separate it out.
Oh,
so
I see.
I'll show
Okay.
you the different sizes of the cashews, how it is.
Yes. How many sizes generally is it broken into? 5?
5 to 6 sizes are the general norm.
Okay.
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 So I'll just show you the sizes. So Suchitra, these are the mixed size of cashews.
I see.
So you can see different sizes,
Yeah.
all are mixed, right?
Yeah.
So after these are being sized, what you get is one particular size.
Ah, okay.
So these are one particular size.
My God, they really are identical.
Exactly.
Wow.
So the machine accuracy is somewhere close to 95%. So post this, the ladies will again ensure that there are no flaws in the cashews.
They check that as well?
Yes, they have to check.
Oh, so after all of these machines, we go back again to the manual thing just to make sure that each and every one of those cashews is the same size. And so post that, the final stage before it gets to this, right?
Exactly.
This is this one.
So we, in order to ensure that the cashews remain in a very good condition, we ensure that it is vacuum packed. So these are the slabs of 10 kgs of vacuum pack.
I can carry 10 kgs of cashew. Okay, bye. Wow. And then from this, it goes to the packaging.
Yes.
Like this, it goes to the packaging.
Once it's vacuum packed, then it goes to Ambernath factory for the further processes.
Further process.
Value addition and packaging.
Okay.
That's how it is.
Okay, that's how it is. If you're wondering why I'm looking so absolutely gorgeous wearing this really cute hair cover, it's only because we're in keeping with the hygiene to find out how these cute little packets are made, okay? And who I'm with right now is Ashish Gupta, the main man. He is the director of product development, and he's going to tell us about how all of this is created. So, Ashish, we'll come back to how it ends up being like this, and you're going to tell us the whole process. But tell us where it starts off.
So let me take you through the process.
Okay.
All the raw material that comes in
Yes.
is first taken for sorting.
All right.
All the parts or the products which have some kind of a damage to it are basically sorted from the main
All right.
lot, and then only the
good.
final good products are taken to the further process.
Okay.
So pistachios, almonds, cashews, all are sorted over here and then taken to the further process.
Okay, wow.
As you can see, the damaged pieces have been separated from the main lot.
Don't worry, I'll take these home. They're good enough.
Yeah. And the finished products like these are only taken for the further process.
All right, okay.
Let's move on to
Let's move on. Well, so we've separated the good from the bad, and now the good is brought here, right?
That's right.
What is this?
And in this area, basically, this is called as a processing or flavoring station.
Okay.
Wherein this is a particular recipe
I see.
of temperature, salt, flavors. We do the complete processing of the pistachios, cashews, and almonds in this station.
So that's if you have the different masalas and you have the flavors, exactly. So whether it's salt, whether it's masala, whether it's peri-peri, all of that is done here, right? At this point. Okay.
And all those, once they are mixed and flavored together, are basically fed into the oven, wherein at a particular temperature and cycle, the roasting is done.
The roasting is done.
We are not using any kind of oil in these products.
Oh, it's just pure roasted. That's why SAO Foods products are so healthy. Now, Ashish, these machines look rather interesting. How do you find these?
Yeah, basically as we started the pouch filling manually, we found that beyond a certain point, as we are scaling up, the manual process will become a bottleneck.
Correct.
Hence, the only solution that we had was automation, and PFS, which is an acronym for pick, fill and seal, is the best solution available.
I see.
But that comes at a project cost of approximately 1.25 crore. So we broke down the problem into small parts and we picked the filling as a solution by these machines.
All right.
This is a semi-automatic solution wherein all the pouches are filled
according to weight. How much weight?
Yeah, the weight and the parameters are set on the machine.
Okay.
And the machine dispenses only that much into the pouches, which are held by the people sitting
down. Well, I guess we'll take a look at how that's done.
And whatever setting we have done on the machine, the threads basically pick up the best of the combination and dispense.
That's amazing, huh? And of course, whatever's the best weight, no, that's what we were discussing earlier. That's taken, no?
That's taken. Best combination is taken.
Correct. So this looks rather interesting, Ashish. What is this machine?
So all the pouches before being sent to the respective workstations are printed over here. The mandatories like MRP, the use by date,
etc.
All are printed in-house.
Okay. And so that's obviously set by this machine, right? You set it on that.
The setting of the text is done here.
Okay.
And this is the automatic machine.
Awesome. Okay. Great. Now these little packs, there is one mega USP and he's going to tell me about it right now.
So once the pouches are filled manually or on the machine, they come to this station which is called as the sealing part, the sealing of the pouches. So over here, before sealing or while sealing, we basically flush it with nitrogen gas. This nitrogen gas is basically a food grade gas.
Oh, so that's what making it puffy inside. Okay.
And the property of nitrogen is basically it creates an inert environment around the product. So the deterioration of the product is delayed.
All right. And it can stay fresh longer, etc.
Stay fresh longer, and the crispiness of the product is also maintained.
Wow, very interesting, huh? Ashish, tell us about the most important aspects that you consider while designing a product. I mean, first place, this is really cute, your design. But tell me about the most important things you consider.
So primarily there are three important and most significant points that you always focus on while designing a product. The first and foremost is basically the consistent quality of the product.
Of course.
And second is the consumer experience has to be continuously consistent throughout the product life cycle as well as across all SKUs.
Yes.
And third and last being the crop quality. The product that we are using inside each pouches, be it cashew or pista or almonds, has to be consistently good quality.
Correct.
So that the consumer experience is maintained throughout.
Throughout, right. So no matter what time of the year they pick up a packet of this, it will taste the same. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, let's take a look at the rest of this. Chirag, what was it about SAO Foods that made you want to become a shareholder and then, of course, post that Director of Finance?
So, I think me and Vijay, we met the first time at my office. I distinctly remember it was late night, I was working. Suddenly my partner called. He has someone, he has heard a pitch and he liked it. And he wanted me to meet him. So, he was already excited and I said, fine, let's meet. Probably at night 10, we met. And post that we did our diligence and so on and so forth. And through and through, I think there are three things which stood out.
Yes.
Like for this company, for Vijay, for the team. I of course met Ashish and Sagar also after that. The first thing is congruence. So when what he said was not merely a pitch, where he actually narrated the whole story. He told us how the whole company came into being. He told us the bad times that they had, the numbers which were not showing up, what went wrong, how they solved it. Now, when you actually see that actually on the financials and there was nothing which was cooked up, it gives you a faith that look, here is a guy and a company who want to be true to whoever the audience is.
No hidden agenda and nothing unsaid.
Correct. And that transparency is something that we would look for in any company, be it where we invest or be it where we want to work with. So that's the first checkbox where it made a lot of sense for us. The second was contribution. So I could sell anything and I could easily say that this is a product I'm selling and make this profit. But really we're coming from a space where I want to make a difference to the masses. Okay,
right.
By giving them something in their hand which is not available today in those sizes, or for that matter going to the employees and saying, hey, you have been working for me, why don't you become a shareholder in my company?
Correct.
Or coming back to me and saying, I think I would want to really create value for those employees, and no, I don't want to give them an exit at this stage. Now this is a culture, okay? It can't be bought. This is about this team who have been out here to do business, but with the mindset of contribution.
Correct.
That's something that even we believe in.
Okay.
Or I believe in as an individual. The third is ambition. Now it's very easy to go and say, hey, I'm contributing, so let's grow slowly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But someone, when he says that, no, that's not what I want. I really want to conquer not India, let's talk about the globe.
Yeah.
Now, here is a guy who has not even done single digit sales last year. And he wants to go and, the team wants to really conquer it in a way where India becomes the first market.
Yeah.
And he's talking about the roadmap of going to the globe with the same offerings and more on the healthy snacking bit. I think that was enough for me as a shareholder to be excited about this team, to be excited about these products and this company. Of course, and then the numbers and all of that came in later, which also made sense. So, I became a shareholder. Director Finance is thanks to the team that they also trusted me with that. I think, like I find value. I might be overstepping, but I can say that they also find value in the service that I bring to the table.
Absolutely.
And thankfully that position was vacant for me. So I hopped onto it when it came to me. So.
And why not, I say, I mean, if you are making those numbers multiply and multiply and multiply, who would complain, right? Thank you, Chirag.
Thank you so much.
And here we are to wrap up a day with founders. This first episode with all of these fantastic guys who are all directors of SAO Foods. Now, I'm going to test them just a little bit because I went and I saw the entire process of how all of these fantastic health foods are made, these nuts, and how all of these are created. But it's time now to test all of them. Are you nervous? Chalo, theek hai. Now it is time for Suchitra to be teacher and boss of SAO Foods, okay? All you need to do is this. We're going to do a rapid fire, yes? And there's going to be a grand prize at the end of it all. You all don't know about it because I decided to bring it with me. But at the end of this rapid fire round, we will see who knows the most about SAO Foods, okay? And what you need to do is when I ask you a question, all you have to do, if you know the answer, do not scream and shout like children. If you know the answer, that's what you need to do, okay? And then we see who hit it first. Let's go. Without wasting any time, without further ado. First question. How many colors are used in your packaging?
6.
Anyone else?
I think it's 6.
It is not 6. If you look at how many colors are used in your packaging, count all of the colors. There's 10 colors altogether. I'm not talking about only single. I'm not talking about the 4. There, that question nobody won. See? Be on the ball, okay? Okay. So Sagar didn't get that. Now, Ashish, come on, pull up your socks, okay? Chirag, Vijay, okay? He was still thinking. He was still thinking. He was still counting, okay. For future reference, gentlemen, I'm asking how many colors altogether? 10 colors, yeah? I counted, okay. How many different kinds of nuts do you all use in your food? Yes?
4.
Good job. 1 point to Vijay. Here we go. Okay, who knows this one? What is the price of your cheapest product and your highest product? Ooh. Come on, let's,
I'll start with the cheapest.
Go Ashish, your turn.
Rupees 5 MRP.
And?
Rupees 1800 MRP.
Well done. Oh God, how to share this? Okay, fine. Half point to both of you. Ashish and...
I'm not giving you that.
Okay. There is one particular USP of your small packs. What is it? Vijay. Ashish.
Nitrogen flush.
There we go, nitrogen flushing, and Vijay gets 1 more point. He is in the lead as we speak right now. Okay. Y'all use many machines in your factories. Okay. What? He doesn't even know the question.
Name all the machines.
No, you don't have to name it. You don't even know the question. There are many machines in your factories. Okay. If you wanted to use the most high-tech machines, it could have been 1.25 crores. But, there we go. But
1.25 is PFS, but we are using only the filling part.
Yes. So how much have you reduced the cost to?
12 lakhs.
All right. There, 1 point. Okay. All right. Here, Chirag, what are you doing here? Meanwhile, come on, quickly.
For a finance question, actually.
No, this is how good you know. This is how...
The rapid fire is plotted against me.
It's plotted against you. Okay, here we go. This one you must know, okay? True or false, okay?
Yeah.
Listen carefully. The Actually, not true or false. I just asked the question. The fruit part of the cashew is called?
Cashew apple.
There we go.
The sourcing guy has to know it.
You don't have to give them the chance.
I can tell you the.
No, you don't have to give them a chance. Okay. Okay.
Let's give chance to Chirag.
All right.
No, I
Yeah,
still
no,
might
no.
not know.
Okay. One thing I need to ask. Now, this is for each one of you. Okay? What masala flavor would you call Chirag from your masala flavors?
Roasted masala flavor.
Okay. What masala flavor would you call Vijay?
Black pepper.
What masala flavor would you call Sagar?
Since he's the man with cashews, so it has to be roasted cashews.
Okay, roasted cashews. And what masala flavor would you call Ashish?
Peri peri.
Oh, that is your favorite flavor, isn't it? Okay, now.
I think peri peri is everybody's favorite.
Mine is the good chana. Sweet, always. With that, the points system, Chirag, you have failed miserably, but you always are very good at numbers, so you don't care whether you get any numbers here or not, So you get minus 87,000 points. Sagar, you have got like 326.2 points. Yes, Ashish, you have got 5.71 points. And the winner, after all, is Vijay. Yay! Vijay has got 87,622 points, 0.72. Okay, and the grand prize. Okay, the grand prize is all of these foods which are right here. Wow, amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. Okay, and one hug from Suchitra Pillai.
wonderful.
So then that's worth it, I think. Thank you so much, guys. I've had an absolutely wonderful time, seeing your factories and seeing everything, that SAO Foods is all about. And I know that everyone watching this show is definitely going to experience SAO Foods and know exactly what all of this is about. And they'll know why we're all so excited about it. So go out there and buy this stuff and use it and enjoy it because SAO Foods is the best.